you doing?
Hello, and welcome to the Wrench Everyday Podcast.
Cool. Can you keep going with that? That's actually really good. Why don't we do that all the time?
I don't know. Why don't we?
We should.
Okay. Welcome to the Wrench Everyday Podcast with your host, Freddie Hernandez, a.k.a. Tavarish, and Andrew Howell, a.k.a. Andrew Howell.
It sounds like we're about to be in for a treat.
We are in for a treat.
Wow.
It's a Wrench Everyday Podcast. Every podcast is a treat.
That is very true. That beats the crap out of whatever I was going to say. Wow, that is amazing.
All right, well, here we are. It's Friday. We're doing a thing, man.
Yeah. Well, so I'm energized. Not because I drank a whole cup of coffee and it just goes straight through me, but because we have lots of questions. Now, a little bit of housekeeping. I know you guys that have been listening to the podcast will know this because we've been talking about this all week. We are changing the name of the podcast.
Same great flavor, brand new packaging.
Might be a little bit more bitter, actually. Not now that we mention it, might have 30% more.
Now with 10% more hate.
Whoa! Let's okay. All right.
Hopefully 10% less Corvette. That'd be great.
We're gonna. You know what? It's gonna be an all Corvette podcast.
We already did that this week,
Yes.
and I'm over it.
Oh, that's enough Corvette for this year.
Yeah.
So we're going to call it the Car Guys Talk podcast.
Yep.
I don't know if we could just call it Car Guys Talk. It doesn't even have to be a podcast.
I think it's just Car Guys Talk.
Car Guys Talk.
That's just real succinct.
It is real good. So the reason why we did that is because Wrench Every Day is it's going to be our DIY channel, and we don't want to confuse people, and also we don't do any wrenching here anyway. We just talk.
We're going to learn you a book.
We're going to learn you a book and learn you a wrench and learn you a greasy MIDI hand.
Because it's a lot of fun. Sometimes it's really rewarding most of the time, and it's just a good skill to have.
Are you talking about wrenching or something else?
So we got some questions.
Okay.
We got some questions.
All right. So we got them on Twitter, on an email. Or like where can we? Where do we have questions?
Twitter. We got Twitter stuff today.
Twitter.
First off, this is really funny. Someone called Gareth Bale Superfan. His question is: should Doug DeMuro get a drone for chase footage? Doug responded, "Haha, I would never."
Doug is he's like an old grandpa. He's like, you know what? Grandpa probably shouldn't say the things he says. Like, he's set in his ways. You know, he's just set in his ways. Doug is you get what you get with him.
Whenever you see like an LL Bean t-shirt, khaki shorts, and a pair of New Balances, you know that there is no variation. This is the way things are.
Yeah, he doesn't put on any airs, and I can tell, like, no matter how much money he makes or whatever, like, that's gonna be him.
He's always just gonna be Doug.
Yeah, he's gonna be Doug, and I love him for it. He's a great guy.
Great guy. I've never met him, but. Great guy.
You meet him. He's like completely horrible to you. Like, right? Oh my god! He's like, the amount of racial epithets from that guy is like just straight up. He called me the N word. Like, what? Like, no.
He called me the G word.
He called you the G word, and like he made up words and
ginger.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's a question from Adam Howell 303-46355, and he asks,
can you not think of a better handle than that?
Yeah, right. Why not Adam Howell 303-46356?
Right?
Go up, go higher.
Duh, you know?
He wants to know, okay, so 2004 E55 AMG owner, keep or sell, has 89,000 miles and it's been very reliable. What would even be a good replacement since depreciation has hit close to bottom? I paid $16,900 for it 3 years ago with 79,000 miles on it.
Did he say how many miles he has on it now?
89,000, 10,000 miles.
Oh, no,
3 years.
Keep it, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are rock solid cars.
Yeah, they're great. The only thing that you'd need to worry about on those cars is the SBC. The SBC is like basically drive-by-wire brakes.
Oh, okay.
And my SL has those exact same brakes. And the only thing is that they're not really that great. Like, they don't give you any pedal sensation. There's like a pedal feel simulator, but it's
my favorite game right now, Pedal Feel Simulator.
Pedal Feel Simulator, like. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a pedal. Yes.
Yes, I love this pedal. The feel is so real.
That's actually a fetish somewhere.
Probably is.
No, I'm telling you, that's actually a fetish somewhere. I can get into a story about that. Let's not. So there's a weird thing with the SBC brakes where they go out because there's a brushed motor basically acting like a brake booster.
Can you swap it out for a brushless motor?
No. But what you can do is you buy a new one, but it's like $900.
Oh, nice.
And you can put it in yourself, but you do have to have a code, it's called a Star Diagnostic. You can get those as well, but it's just kind of a,
Sounds really expensive.
It's not too expensive, but if you want to keep the car running for a long time, that's what you need to do. I mean, at 89,000 miles, that car's going to be pretty good.
It's not even broken in.
Yeah, that engine can go for a long, long time. Mine has 120,000. So
keep it, man.
Yeah,
those are slick cars. They're fun for
one thing I absolutely hate about that car is the cluster. The cluster, instead of having some interesting gauge on it, it has a clock. Like there's literally a huge clock in that cluster.
I do love a big clock. You want a big German clock?
Yeah.
What time is it?
It's actually black. But anyway, in the cluster, it's a
ooh, it loves a big black clock.
Big black clock. Only the best.
Off to a
only
strong
the best
start.
on this.
Okay.
Good thing we're changing the name because we were never getting any business from any advertisers.
So now we have
we're new and improved, guys.
we have a question from Richard Reyes at Rico959. What do you think about Audis as a long-term daily driver? You make owning a Mercedes look so carefree and easy. I'm almost tempted. No, don't do it. Audi, no.
What? Why not? Aren't Audis the pinnacle of German engineering?
Next question comes from...
No. Okay. Let me dwell on this just a little bit. Unless you're talking about like something like an R8, which is generally pretty reliable, or you're talking about top marks, the top of the line, which were made in Germany and are a little bit better in terms of fit and finish, reliability and stuff. You don't want to touch anything that's made in Mexico. You don't want to have anything that's kind of the real mass market cars.
You just missed the mark
and
as
even
far as
that,
quality control.
But even then, like the RS6, the old RS6, I think the C5 RS6 had like horrific transmission issues.
Nice.
And they would grenade their transmissions, but you can do like a 6-speed swap. It's like a very, very custom thing, but you can do a 6-speed swap and make an awesome car, which is good because you can find those cars for like $12,000.
Oh, nice.
With RS6 is a twin turbo V8. It's awesome. But an Audi, I wouldn't do it as a daily driver. If you have any other, like if an Audi is like a hand me down from your grandma and she gives it to you, then sure, you can probably get it running and whatever.
Shine it up and sell it.
Maybe, but as far as like you have other choices, I would not do that. I would literally pick anything else. Pick something domestic, actually. Something domestic now, way more reliable than it was. Back then. They have better performance. They look a lot better.
We also don't know what Richard's budget is. We don't know if he's looking for something new, something recent, something used, something older.
If it's new, then it doesn't matter because it's under warranty.
Yeah.
So you can get anything. I mean, it just depends on how much time you want to spend at the Audi dealership or service department.
Hopefully you have good coffee in their waiting room.
They do. They definitely do. Mercedes does. They give you free candy. Do you know that?
What?
Mercedes give you free candy.
Can I go with you next time you go to the Mercedes dealership? Go to the Mercedes dealership?
Sure. You can definitely come with me. I'll give you a text never.
Nice.
Well, guess you know what? I am the warranty. If I show up with this, they're gonna punch me in the face. Excuse me. What? It's like you gotta.
You know what?
You in the wrong neighborhood, boy. It's like, I thought this was a Mercedes dealer.
Borderline racism. Next question comes from Cameron at ACS_SCA. Thoughts on the C5 Z06? Trash. Next question is from
No.
Anthony Drew.
C5 Z06 is a good car.
Yeah, all right.
400 horsepower NA. It's a really good car. You could probably find it for $15,000.
That's not bad.
They are great cars for the money. The interior.
Strip it out, cage it. Put some coils on it, make it a really hardcore, disgusting track
car.
Well,
you strip it out, you take the body off, put a cage in it, put twin turbos on it, and then make a YouTube channel and call it Leroy. That's what you do.
Let's do that. That's perfect. It's a great idea.
Yeah, it's the first time anybody's ever done that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know what? Don't call it Leroy. Call it Jenkins.
Leroy.
Yes.
So next question is from Anthony Drew. Do you miss your, in parentheses, Doug DeMuro's Aston Martin?
How about you? Do you miss my Aston Martin? Because you've been in it.
briefly when we made the video for Njuku.
For the whip whip.
The whip.
Whip whip.
I mean, I didn't really get a chance to ride in it or experience it a whole lot. But I mean, it's a real looker. It's a good look.
It's a nice looking car. I miss that car a lot, but I understand that there's more opportunity in the Lamborghini. But the thing is, the car went to a really good home. My good friend Gregson from New Jersey, he always wanted a Jaguar F-Type, and I convinced him that he's just going to kill himself if he sees an Aston Martin and he's driving in his F-Type. So he was like, "Yeah,
and it's less expensive."
It's less expensive.
Yep.
And I told him that it was like it's super reliable. Nothing broke on it. It's a simple engine.
Only thing that ever happened was the leather peeled back on the key where it said Volvo.
Yeah. That was Mother Nature. That was Father Time doing his duty.
You said duty.
Duty. Poo.
Next question comes from Winston at Bite My Drive. Are Jeep and Honda SUVs the most reliable in the market in 2018, or is the reliability crown moved to another maker? I don't think Jeeps have ever been reliable, really. I don't associate any Dodge Chrysler Jeep vehicle to be reliable.
I would. Of course I would.
That's fine.
I mean, if you want to talk about Jeeps, the most... Okay, in 2018, if he's talking about the 2018 lineup of Jeeps, I'm not sure because I haven't driven those.
And those are FCA products now.
Well, there's FCA products, but they're still Jeeps.
Yeah. I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah, they're fine, but they do... FCA has really kind of lacks...
Quality control.
Control.
Honda, on the other hand, I mean, can you ever go wrong with Honda other than like an early 2000 Civic?
No, yeah, you can. Well, I mean, what's wrong with the early 2000 Civic?
I heard they had like issues or something.
So they had issues. One big thing was Honda had a problem with their automatic transmissions with V6s. That was a big thing. They had problems with their CVTs.
Gross.
So, no, I mean, the V6s had a regular automatic transmission, but they were improperly calibrated from the factory. They had bad designs. Mm-hmm. So like every Odyssey and Accord and everything from 02 or not even from like 98 on had horrible reliability with the V6 and automatic. So if you want to get a Honda, either get a manual or get a 4-cylinder, which is good because they make really good 4-cylinders. But for Jeeps, if you're talking about the mark as itself, as it stands in 2018, then I would say that they're pretty reliable. If you look at stuff like the XJs are really, really reliable. They have a few Achilles heels. Like the thing is, they have head cracking issues where coolant seeps in the head. But that's like the only car where if the head cracks and you have stuff like you have coolant going into the head or combustion chamber, it's like manageable. Like it's
you can really extend the jankum of these vehicles.
It's cancer, but it's like it's not stage 4. It's like stage 1.
Yeah.
You might not even need chemo. Like
God.
It's like you might not even need to replace it. Just like how long do you need to drive it? 3 months? Like you'll be fine. Like just fill it up with oil every once in a while. Yeah. It's just one of those things. So well, the XJs are good. I think the ZJs, I think the Grand Cherokees, those aren't very good. They have automatic transmission problems. So it's kind of catch can. Really.
From my experience, both mine and multiple family members, we have never had any good luck ever with any Dodge Chrysler Jeep product ever.
What Jeeps did they have?
There weren't Jeeps. There were no Jeeps.
So that's not what we're talking about then. Because Chrysler is a different division altogether.
But weren't they parts bin cars?
Not necessarily. No. Some things were parts bin cars, like the engines, the Pentastar V6s.
Yeah.
But they were largely their own thing. Like the Wrangler. The Wrangler had locking. It had solid axles, like front and rear. Like no other car has that. Like it's a lot of specific parts going to that car.
I guess it's just that they were all sold at the same dealership, so they were all just associated with garbage.
Maybe, but I actually like the Dodge Dart. I like the Jeep Renegade. That's actually a pretty good car. It's a good buy.
I've driven a Dodge Dart. It was abysmal.
Okay,
it was horrible.
Listen, you haven't given a positive review on this podcast of any car.
Yes, I have.
You have?
Yeah.
It's just overshadowed by your negativity towards listen, they're plucky cars, okay? They got lots of heart. It's a Dodge Dart, you know? It's
got
darts.
heart. It's a Dodge Dart.
It's a
Makes
Dodge-
me want to fart. It's gonna fall apart.
And it's full of ER. No, I got nothing.
Okay, so here's my thing with Dodge Dart. I did not drive the turbo version.
Okay.
The turbo version intrigues me. I will be honest.
Okay.
I drove the NA version. I was not impressed.
It's not supposed to impress you. It's just a car from A to B.
Yeah,
And-
but see, I hate that. I hate that
why do you hate that?
because it's boring.
I want a car that impresses me.
Yeah.
This car costs $13,000. Why isn't it faster?
I want a car that it doesn't have to be fast.
Yeah, but
I
like,
want
what
it to-
do you want it to do? It's a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder.
Yeah,
It's an economy car.
I don't know anything.
Like my wife's Elantra has 200,000 miles, and it's a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. Like it's not
car-
going to wow you. It's
like
a good
you
car,
say,
but
like you say at the end of all the podcasts this week, life is too short to drive boring cars.
sure, but we're talking about enthusiasts. You know, that car is not made for enthusiasts. That car is made for the person that does not give one flying F about cars.
Well, I give multiple flying Fs. So
All
that's
my
why,
Fs are flying.
that-
Okay,
that's why I don't like the Dodge Dart.
they have first-class tickets.
I have an entire fleet squadron of Fs ready to launch at any moment. They all fly.
Down here, they all fly. Okay, so that I can't even remember what the question was. But is something about
yeah, yeah,
reliability?
yeah.
Jeeps
Honda,
Jeeps and
Jeep.
Hondas are fine.
Yeah, Toyota's great.
If it's about new cars, I have no idea. I haven't driven them.
Yeah. Next question comes from Not Mr. C. Is there a place in the world for slamming cars? Yes, the junkyard.
That's not nice. There's definitely a place for slamming cars. And it's called Demolition Derby. Oh, yeah, they suck. No, I actually like the hard part stuff as long as they are on airbags and they are not static. If they are static and driving like that, they are a liability to you and everybody else.
Yes.
And they should be taken off the road, preferably by the laws of nature. And they should be removed from society.
I'm kind of coming around on the bags thing. I get it.
You get it.
I'm starting to get it.
Your car's low, and then you press a button, and it's not low anymore.
And on like a luxury car, like the VIP thing, I'm starting to kind of like, okay, this isn't terrible.
Who are you, man? Like, what's going on?
Because
so in the last month, you came around on the Corvette. You came around on this.
I kind of came around.
You kind of came around on it?
Kind of.
You drove a C7 before. You said the C7 was a monumental pile of junk, and now you're like, well, it has good power, and it sounds great, and it's it's all right.
Still not
for
worth
$30,000. It's actually a pretty good deal if you get a C6. Like now it's you are softening your tone, okay?
Because I do research. And I go deep. I go in deep.
You are Trump in the second debate. The first debate came out guns blazing. He had very rigid stances. Second debate, a little softer. Still rigid stances. Not as many insults. A little bit softer. Now he's like, presidential.
I'm gonna say nothing about being compared to President Trump.
Listen, if we should be so lucky.
Next question.
Andrew doesn't like Trump very much. I have his book. You want to read it? It's very good.
My book?
No, I have Trump's book. It's very good. I have The Art of the Deal.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've been looking to start a bonfire.
Oh, yeah. Let's burn books. Yeah, we know who does that. Lots of fun guys do that.
At least I pay my taxes. Veronica Rosnowski wants to know, why does Untitled Car Show ask so many questions? To which they responded, Untitled Car Show responded, because my mind wanders and I like caffeine. I just thought I thought
okay, all right, interesting. Andrew was actually on the Untitled Car Show. I've been on it twice as well. So go check that out. Is the episode up?
Oh, yeah, it's been up for a while. Yeah.
Okay, so it's been up, and you should go check it out. And Andrew's on it, and he gets to talk about stuff over Skype with Ike.
Yes.
So yeah.
Skype and Ike. Next question.
It's like the worst movie candy.
Yeah, right.
Like, the hell is this?
I just got that.
You just got.
It's like the Chinese off-brand. No, the Chinese off-brand Ike and Mike.
No, it's like Ike and Chris. It like makes no sense. Like they're supposed to rhyme. Like ours doesn't rhyme.
This is an Ike and Michael.
Yeah.
So next question.
Eichel and Michael.
Next question comes from probably your dad. Thoughts on ultra.
If it's on Twitter, it's definitely not my dad.
Yeah, right. Thoughts on ultra luxury SUVs such as Bentley, Rolls, etc.
God, I hate them so much.
I don't.
You're so wrong.
I'm not a huge fan of the Bentayga. It's kind of ugly. And
It's
by kind
of ugly?
It's like a war wound.
Kind of ugly.
However, the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. I was just watching a bunch of stuff on this thing last night. Holy crap!
Okay, all right. We're gonna take it to. We're gonna look at this because let's see the Cullinan.
Yes.
We're gonna look.
Cullinan.
Yeah, I was gonna write something else and Google safe search. Not gonna. Okay, so
Do the red one, lower left.
okay, we shall do this. Red one, lower left. This one.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I do not
has-
look. I do not like that look.
That has such presence and like, it just looks so cool. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's huge and imposing and scary.
So I don't hate it, but I really don't like it.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
It's not a good looking car, man. Like it's just like they made an SUV version of the Phantom and the
I love the Phantom.
Sure, but the Phantom is an old design from 2004.
No, they updated the design.
It looks exactly the same.
The new Phantom does not look anything like the old Phantom. Okay.
This looks like an old Phantom.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No.
Okay, if you look at
No. Look up 2018 Phantom. Look up 2018 Phantom.
well, the 2018 Phantom looks very similar to the old one.
But better, modern.
Oh, it's $500,000 now.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, great. It's exactly the same thing with just a front fascia difference.
No, but it's better.
That interior, I don't like that interior, man.
It's so good.
How is that good?
It's just so good.
I don't know. I don't like it. It's not for me. Here's the thing.
Clean and simple.
Okay, you can spend $500,000 on this car. I'm not gonna do that.
I totally have $500,000 to spend on the car, so yeah, absolutely.
Sure. So
I can like what I want to like. Okay.
it's my party. I'll cry if I want to.
Mike and like.
No, Mike and like. No, dude. Like I don't. This is just not a good looking car to me. All right, so let's take a look at this.
Woof. Just give me that. I want to be in that.
You want to be in that? Why is this has to load because it's a super high res image.
Super high res.
I don't know, man. That is not good.
That is just it's stately. It's
But it looks like a navigator. Like it looks like a navigator, like a $70,000 navigator, not a car that costs like more than $250,000.
I'm willing to bet that it will not ride the same as a Navigator. I'm not dissing the new Navigator.
I'm willing to bet it will. I'm willing to bet you. I blindfold you and put you in both of these cars. Other than the complete silence that you'll probably have in this, and you'll have some weird, like you'll hear your heartbeat or something. You won't be able to tell the difference between ride quality.
I would love to put that to the test.
Okay, so Rolls-Royce.
Do you know anyone with
the ball's in your court?
Actually, I know someone. I have a friend down in Tampa that works at a dealership that sells Rolls. They are having a Cullinan unveiling experience in the near future.
And would they let people that have no chance of buying one in their cars?
Let me pull some strings.
Tell them that you're an influencer on the internet. That helps.
I'm an influenza on the internet.
You're an influenza on the internet.
I am on internet.
So actually, I recently, 2 days ago, I talked to Porsche. And I told them that, hey, Porsche, I was on your press launches a few years ago for Jalopnik. I just wanted to let you know that I have a YouTube channel. And that's going to be a really good thing for you because I can get Porsche cars on my YouTube channel. And I have some viewers. And wouldn't that be great for your PR campaign? And to their credit, they said, yeah, we'll see what we can do. They're going to try to give me a 718 GTS to test out. So that'll be kind of cool. They said it's always like, well, we only have a certain amount of allocations for our press launches and whatever. So when we actually do the international launches, then we usually give that to the bigger publications and whatever. And I'm like, I will have you know that when I did the event with Michelin, my video got almost 500,000 views. I am not aware of any other publication that can do that with one person and 2 days lead time. Can you? So I'm like, I'm really kind of, patting my own resume here. But listen, man, like, it's like money talks,
So you're getting the car?
No, I'm definitely getting the car. But what I wanted is for them to like invite me to like their stuff. Like new 911's coming out. Like, can I go?
Pick me.
I want to go. Because their stuff is really cool. Like they send you business class to Germany, and they let you drive cars around their test track. And,
Do you ever get like a +1 to any of this stuff?
You could, but
I'm looking for an excuse to renew my passport, my man.
That's right. Listen, you can always renew your passport. Just
and then you can stay here, and I'll go to the thing. Bye.
Yeah, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Oh, sweet.
Let me just ride the coattails, bro?
Dude, I mean, we get this thing off the ground. It's going to be Car Guys World Tour. How about that? We're going to be talking to everybody
about cars.
Not just ourselves in my house. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. But I don't know when Porsche decides to do this or whenever. But 718 GTS, I can do a review on it from my channel. We can drive around in it and do hood rat things.
Let's be respectful with Porsche.
Hood rat things. Yeah. Wink, wink, like hood rat things. Okay, so
we'll go to Mexico. Okay, here's a question from Ants Fitz, Dr. Felix.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually a really easy one, and I'm going to ask it to you and see if you know the answer.
Okay.
The beginning of eternity, the end of time and space, the beginning of every end, and the end of every place. What am I?
Is that a reference to a movie?
No.
Okay, so it's a riddle.
Yes.
Okay, so let me think about this. Read it again.
The beginning of eternity, the end of time and space, the beginning of every end, and the end of every place. What am I?
A period? I don't know.
The letter E. Let's see.
Okay. All right. That was that was great. I love when you're thinking about it and like it's the letter E. Gotcha.
E is one of my favorite memes of right now.
E is a meme?
E is a meme.
It's a letter.
Also a meme.
How is a letter a meme? I just legitimately do not understand how it's a meme.
You wouldn't get it.
I wouldn't get it. I'm not an E person. Okay.
Next question.
Speaking of letters, I saw. You know what I saw yesterday? I saw right before I went to sleep. B movie.
Next question comes from Alexander Callow, wanting to know, how can I maximize fuel efficiency? Walk. Just walk.
Burn your car.
Burn your car.
Yeah.
Don't buy fuel. Obviously, you want to have a clean air filter. You want to make sure spark plugs are in good shape, properly gapped.
Make sure spark plugs are washed and your oil is taken out for a walk. You want to make sure those nuts and rods are nice and tight.
I love a good tight nut and rod. Let me tell you.
Yeah. The gotta make sure your Johnson valves are good, are adjusted properly. Like I don't know. Make sure your seats are seat backs and tray tables are in their upright and locked positions. What else can you do to increase fuel economy? Paint your car white. That's good. It's white is an aerodynamic color.
I'm trying to think if I've ever cared about fuel economy. I haven't. I can't answer the question.
Have you never cared about fuel economy?
Not really.
Must be nice. Must be nice to have money.
You got like 7 cars and like a bajillion cylinders. You got like a Lamborghini and a Mercedes.
How do you think I bought that Lamborghini? By writing checks to Exxon? Huh? Is that how you think I afford these cars? No. I pinch every penny.
I pinch.
I pinch. I pinch every penny. You think I give my paycheck to Exxon? Huh? To BP? No. Let's take our car to. Yes. No, for fuel economy, I would just say honestly, the best thing you can do, make sure your tires are inflated correctly, and also don't drive like your hair's on fire. Like you'll gain so much more by driving not aggressively than any trick or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it.
Yep. We have time for one more.
We got time for one more. Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, we got all the time in the world, baby.
Please don't call me baby. So I guess this is kind
I'm
of
gonna do it again.
This is the last question we have on Twitter.
Okay.
The last one. Roman wants to know: World Cup is coming up. Who are you rooting for? Sports. Sports. Go out there and get more goal point units and win those sports.
That's my favorite squadron.
Yep.
What? I don't know what the world. Okay, so does anybody in the comments know who's playing the World Cup? I don't even know what country it's in.
What sport?
It's soccer.
Football. Okay.
Hey, I'm from Brazil. Yeah. With the Speedo just dangling in your face. I don't know. Why am I even thinking about this? I'm going on zero information here.
Yeah, same.
So what? Okay, let's end on an actual question. Can we end on an actual question?
There was one that I kind of glossed over, but
there was one that was good, but I didn't want to do that one.
Emily H at evilqueen_Emily wants to know: what question are you dying to be asked, and then answer that question.
All right, I'll give that one to you. I'm dying to be asked about my hair.
What am I dying to be asked about?
That implies a level of narcissism that I'm not ready to admit. Because
okay,
I don't want people to ask me anything. Like I want to be left alone. That's why I make YouTube videos. Honestly, that's like I live in the middle of nowhere, and
you think you live in the middle of nowhere?
No, you live in the middle of nowhere. But I live middle of nowhere adjacent. So I live in the
welcome to nowhere adjacent.
Yeah, you live in the middle of
actual nowhere.
Yeah, middle of actual nowhere.
Pure nowhere.
I can see the middle of nowhere from my house. So
I can't see anything because there are no lights.
Yeah,
where I live, I can literally.
There is
see
no visible light. I live in a black hole.
the only visible light truly is from the Milky Way above my house, and I'm not joking.
That is that is great. So
it is awesome. I love it.
So why would anybody? I think one person asked about the best and like the worst car states to be in.
Yeah,
I think probably California. Even though there's a lot of really cool cars in California, just like traffic.
And a lot of New England states, it sucks to be a car guy.
I think Virginia would suck a lot.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, speeding is you go 80 miles an hour, it's reckless, and then you go to jail. They'll put you in jail over 80 miles an hour, depending on how bad the cop is.
That's real dumb.
It is, but Patrick George, editor-in-chief Jalopnik, he had a press car. He had a Camaro. I think it was a ZL1 or a 1LE or something like that. And he went to jail for like a few days because he was speeding.
That's real dumb.
That's incredibly dumb, but that's Virginia for you. That's the price we pay for freedom.
I'm also thinking of like the New England states because the roads all suck.
Well, it's not their fault. It's because
the weather.
It's the weather, and also their taxes are going straight into the garbage. So
yeah.
And they have like super high taxes.
And road salts, you have to do the undercoating and the blah, blah, blah. There's also like that snow stuff that I can't stand.
You got to get the true coat.
No.
You got to get
I'm going to stay down here in Florida where there's no state tax, no emissions laws, no safety inspections. I can just stay down here with my palm trees, my ratty car that's missing most of his body panels, but it's got blinkers so I can drive it.
Yeah, that's right. God, I love freedom. It's
Florida is... it's the state of freedom. Florida is the state of freedom.
Except for some gun laws, Texas is a little more free in that respect. I think some other states are a little more free. But
we're talking about cars.
We talking about cars, and as far as cars go, this is like the Wild West.
Yeah, this is.
There are literally Skyline R34s driving around, and nobody cares.
Nope.
Nobody. I mean, if somebody.
We have an S15 at the shop.
Don't you have like multiple S15s at the shop?
One of them was sold. The shell that I tried.
How do you sell a car that's unable to be registered? Like, but apparently here it's fine.
It was a good drift car.
Yeah, just need a guy. Need a guy. He's like, as long as it was. Here's a rule. As long as it was registered once, that's it.
That's it.
It's like you get to base. That's base. You can't do anything. It's base. All right, so I think that's going to be it for today. We had a lively conversation. I can't remember what we talked about.
Questions. We had Twitter questions.
We had the twits. We answered the twits.
We answered the tweets and you listen to the answers of the tweets. Please feel free to always tweet questions to us on the Twitter and perhaps we will answer them. I knocked over the bottle. I'm sorry.
If you'd like to ask us questions, you can do so at iWrench every day. But don't do that right now because
we're going to have a new email address.
We're going to have a new email address. We're going to have a new name. We're going to have all that new stuff. So
I'm changing my name to Tabitha.
That's right. So he's going to be Tabitha, and I'm going to be, you know what? I'm going to be Margaret. Why not? Tabitha and Margaret is
Tabitha and Margaret.
Yeah.
We're here talking cars.
Yeah. Tabitha, always a rough and tumble. All right, so you can find me at the Real Tavarish. That's Instagram and Twitter. You can find him, Heavy Metal FL. That is Instagram.
Can I do my thing?
No, I wanted to, you did the thing in the beginning.
I can be found on Instagram at Heavy Metal FL or on Twitter at 1565.
That's the word 15 and the number and the number's 65.
Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, have a great weekend. See you guys. And Wrench every day, but that's not the name of the show anymore.
Wrench every day on the cars that are too boring to drive for the rest of your life, and talk about cars, guys.
And talk about them with Tabitha and
Margaret.
Midge.